So just being familiar with all those effects we just seen, let's start applying those effects to our synthesizer. So the first one we had initially was this one. Let's see what we can do there. So that's pretty dry. Maybe I'd like to add some delay and some reverb to this. Maybe a small reverb, not a big one. Let's see. Let's see what we like better. Okay. Now that's better. Let's see what that sounds like without the effect. So let's compare that. Okay, I just reduced a tiny bit of this LFO's effect on the cutoff, and maybe by the end we even lose that if we don't like it. Maybe we introduce something else, some other kind of change. For now, I really like that. I really like this. And another thing I could introduce right there is some filtering, so some high pass maybe. Maybe some EQ. Yeah, I like it better this way. So equalized differently, exploring the mid frequencies, which we actually need for this lead. So let's try without those and then turn them on, see the difference we made. Nice, and we might even have to adjust those according to other elements in the song. So we might have to adjust those settings, of course. Now, what I don't like is this, FX, when it started, it doesn't stop playing. So what I'm going to do with this track is I'm going to freeze it, and it's going to effectively turn this track into an audio track so that once I stop the playback of the song, I don't get that FX just continuing to wail there. Okay, so let's deal with this. So we already have some effects on this. It's in the preset. So we can maybe change those to suit our needs better. I'm not really sure if I like it better flat with the reverb not spinning, so listen to that difference. This is only the reverb from the sound. So let's see what lies better in the song actually. Sounds a bit weirder when it's spinning, so I think I want to keep that. In the end, as I told you, we might just change this depending on all the other elements we introduce into the song. I would definitely like to try some phasing or flanging on this sound. I think I want the flanger after the distortion, so... I actually like that change with the cutoff, and what we'll do is in the next lesson when we get down with automation, we're going to use that aplenty for this, intro, this actual breakdown, and then we get into the drop. So we're going to use that aplenty. We can also use that automation to change something in this riser right here, but let's get back to the riser. I'm going to unfreeze the track so I can add some effects to it, and I think it's going to benefit from also adding some reverb, so some space to it, but I think in much larger proportions. I want it not to be so clear and in your face. I want the sound to be really somewhere in the back. So let's try what we can do with that. Let's hear that separately. Now, I like this a lot. I think I'm going to add a delay and a reverb as well to this one too. Just a large size reverb like that, and a lot of it. Nice. I'm going to add some delay, of course. It can be like this with a lot of feedback. Let's see what that sounds like. Okay, I like that a lot. I'm gonna try to add some more effects to this to see if I can get something happening. Something like this. I'm gonna try this manually. Okay, I like that too. I'm gonna make this move using the actual same performer that we have, just like that. Let's try that. I like that. That's really nice. So I'm gonna freeze that track again as to avoid it playing once I stop playback. Now let's see what we can do with the rest of these. So we do have the bass. I think the bass is quite well so far, well off. Let's see if we can maybe EQ it differently inside the actual synth already. So we do have an EQ right there. I can choose the frequency. It's a shelf right now. So maybe we add some bass. Maybe we can reduce a tad bit on those mid frequencies somewhere. Let's see. I'm gonna narrow the Q even more. I like that. That's good. I'm gonna leave it as it is. I don't want any other effects on this bass. Let's see if we can do something with the Serum using effects. Now you can hear some reverb definitely coming out of there. Yeah, some reverb, some delay. We can even up them here using these macros. I don't want no delay, but I do like this reverb a lot. Nice. The reason this reverb is so loud is it goes into a compressor after it's been applied. So if we just exchange these, the order of these, you see quite a different story. So now we're adding that multiband compressor, that OTT type multiband compressor that actually expands on all of these frequencies. So upward compression on all of the frequencies, actually exaggerating all the high frequencies coming from the reverb. And I really like that. That's a really neat sound design effect. See that? That's really nice. Even though I'm cutting the highs, yep, that's really cool. I'm just going to leave it as it is. I really like it this way. The only thing I would maybe introduce is some chorusing, maybe make this sound richer in the first place. Well, after all of that reverb, doesn't make that much difference, does it? So I'm gonna turn that off. I'll actually leave it as it is. I like that. Let's see our FM8. Yeah, as you remember, we had some reverb in it. We had some effects right there. Maybe we can add some more, wait. I like that talk, wach filter that makes it sound like a, wow filter, one of those. So I actually like that. I'm gonna keep that. And we can use the mod wheel to actually move that. So we can map that out and actually use it. And we will use that once we get through the automation. But I like it like this, and I'm just gonna leave it the way it is right now. Maybe some distortion or overdrives, let's try that. I actually like these two. It's cool, it can stay for now. Not really sure if I'm too satisfied with this actual instrument. that's okay. I'll leave it in for now. Maybe I don't like it later and just delete the whole thing. But it can stay for now. Now let's see what we can do with this sound. Because as you remember, it was dry. I made that one from scratch. Nice. So I'm definitely thinking we're going to need some delay and reverb maybe. Maybe just delay. Yeah, with all of these synthetic instruments, they are rarely well off being dry in a song. Depends on the production, of course, and what you do like or don't like. But, recorded instruments, like natural instruments, they're usually recorded in a room of some sorts. So you get that reverberation effect on them anyway when recording them. Meaning that synthesizers without any reverb on them or delay, they do sound really synthetic. Now, for some sorts of music genres production, that sits really well in there. But for this, I don't think it does. So I really do want to add some reverb to make it just a tiny bit more natural. Yeah, not so much delay. Maybe a bit. And faster. Yeah, like that. Unfiltered. Maybe ping-ponged. Yep. More high cut, more low cut. Yep, leave it in the mids. For now, I'm not really sure about this FM8 sound. I'm certain that something would come good in its place where it's actually playing, but I'm not sure about the sound. So I might just actually change that sound, just change to another preset. I know we spent some time on it, but if it doesn't go in there, it doesn't go in there. I might just get rid of it in the end. For now, I'm going to leave it there and see that once we get the automation done, we try to modulate it to see if that can fit in somewhere else.